My name is Janice Weiner, and I am running for the State Senate, Senate District 37. I'm talking today with Tammy Nyden, who is a professor at Grinnell, a mom, and a very passionate advocate for children's mental health. Thank you so much for agreeing to talk today, Tammy. I was thinking last week when they had the ceremonial signing of the mental health bill that passed, I think unanimously, through the Iowa legislature. Finally, we're making some progress on mental health in this state, but it doesn't seem to deal with children's mental health.
Right.
And what needs to happen there? I mean, I know you've been active on this for years.
So much. It's always good to see any progress on mental health, so I'm excited to see the Complex Needs Bill pass, but that bill will not affect children at all. And in fact, no progress on mental health in Iowa will affect children unless they're explicitly written in. This is because our current funding structure for the mental health and disability regions only comes from the tax levy, a property tax levy for mental health that only serves adults. So that money can never be used to serve kids, and the regions are not charged to serve kids.
Huh. I had no idea.
Right.
So what do we need to do? I mean, you've been meeting with this one commission in Des Moines for a long time. What
Right.
needs to happen in order for things to change?
So we need a system for children like we have for adults. So we need a point of accountability, which we don't have now. For the adults, regions are the point of accountability. They provide services. They make sure services are available in each region. They make sure that the core services that are mandated by the state for adults are in each region, in each part of the state.
Right.
Children not only don't have funding, there's no point of accountability at the state, regional, or local level that is responsible for children's mental health. And there is also no core services and code for anyone under 18. We need to build a system, a statewide board, and area boards where area boards would be like the regions.
Right.
For the adult system that would put in place local services. The state board would put in place the guidelines and the standards statewide for assessments and so on. But none of that will mean anything, even if we get core services and code, which we need, even if we get the structure on paper and code, which we need. None of that will mean anything if there's no funding behind it, because there's no funding stream.
Didn't the governor just make some sort of commitment for children's mental health?
Yes, she said she's going to sign an executive order to put in place the recommendations of the committee, which would be great. That would be a big start. But it has to be followed with an appropriations bill, and we have yet to see what that will look like. Even if we get good appropriations to get that started this year, we need an ongoing, sustainable funding stream. We don't have that for children. That's something that we really need to happen. Where will this money come long term to provide the services? I always like to point out, Iowa is paying for this right now. We're paying for it in over-incarceration, much more severe long-term disability, a much more expensive adult system, because if you treat children when they're young, the outcomes are so much better. But we need to pay for this in an intelligent, efficient way. Treat kids when they're young.
Right.
And not have as much incarceration and other social problems that are very expensive, both in terms of human costs and financial costs later.
I think what I'm hearing is that we can't. There was a tremendous victory with the Complex Needs Bill as well as with the suicide prevention bill, but we can't say one and done.
Absolutely not.
We need to come back next year, because this is clear. This session is wrapping up. It's clearly not going to happen this year.
Right.
We need to come back next year with the next round.
And the thing is, it is the most fun, to me it's the most fundamental thing, because our children are the future of the state. And if we don't help them be successful, the state won't be successful. And the problem is, we do live in a state where there's a lot of what they call brain drain. Kids leave because they have opportunities elsewhere. Kids like mine and kids with severe disabilities, they're not leaving. They're in Iowa for good. They're not going to have the opportunities of other kids. So if we don't take care of them, we're pushing back more expenses to the state later. Now, I hate to talk about it in such crude terms, but that's a matter of fact. But more importantly, we are morally doing something abhorrent. We are not serving our kids. We would never congratulate somebody on their household finances because they've neglected to take care of their children. that they saved money because they didn't feed, nourish, and educate their kids. We would never say, good for you. But as a state, we've made that policy. And I think we need to change that.
That's a very powerful statement. And I mean, basically, you said the wrap up words very eloquently. That these kids are our future.
They are.
Education is our future, and we owe it to them in the future of the state to take care of them.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for caring about this issue.